Okay, welcome to today's webinar. Just give me a bit of minutes. I'm going to share my screen now. Yeah, I believe everybody can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen? If you can, please let me know. Let me know. Can you guys see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Yes or no? All right. Okay, nice one. Nice one. Someone says no. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Yes, yes, yes. All right, all right. Well, we just have 124. Let's go to the group and tell them that we are live, you're live, you're live. I don't want anybody to miss any part of this. This class is going to be in 3 sections. The very first section is the theory section where we are going to talk about introduction to data analysis, why we actually need to go into data analysis. Then we are going after the theory section, we go into the practical section where we are going to do a whole lot of practical with how to analyze data, how to visualize data, how to work with charts, tables, and stuff like that. How we generally work as an analyst. We are going to go into that aspect. Then after that, we go into the question and answer section where I can unmute you for you to talk to me. So this is a two-way communication. I'm not here to train. I'm just here to facilitate a discussion, right? So I'm not here to train today. I'm just here to facilitate a discussion. So we just want to have a discussion. There's nothing like training. It's just a discussion, right? So that is how we learn. So in this class, you need to get two things ready. The very first thing is to get your pen and jotter, right? So that you jot things down. We are going to talk about a whole lot of things in today's webinar. So you jot down, right? If you have a question, just jot it down. When we get to the question and answer section, you can ask all your questions. I'll be there. I'll be here live to unmute you. We can talk, have a conversation. Then I'll be able to answer all your questions. And another thing is to get yourself a bottle of water, right? I have two. So if you need one, if you don't have anyone beside you, if you don't have any water beside you, just send me a DM. I'm going to send you another one. There is a virtual water right here that I can send to you. So if you need one, feel free to send me a DM. I'll send you a virtual water, right? So that is how that one's going to work. Okay. So I want to use this opportunity to welcome you to the data analytics webinar. And we want to talk about what the future holds for an analyst. What the future holds for an analyst. That is what we want to talk about in this theory section. So we'll talk about embracing data analysis as your career choice. And we'll also take a glimpse into the future of data analysis. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to roll? My people, are you ready to go? Yes or no? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Josephine, nice meeting you. Mr. Matthias, you're writing on my screen. And is it nice? Let me clear the writing. That's a drawing so that we can proceed. All right, ready to go, ready to go. Radia, nice one. So it won't actually make sense if I just start without introducing myself, right? So this is me right here with my black face, right? My name is Sani Akim Abiodun. I'm a computer instructor and also digital marketer, right? So I'm into a whole lot of things. I'm into data analysis. That's what I focus more on. Data analysis, data science, I focus more on that. Business analysis, I focus on that too. I'm also into cybersecurity. I'm just one leg in, one leg out. That's not what I train on daily basis, but once in a while, I just dive into that aspect. And I'm also into digital marketing. So I train people also in digital marketing, but I do not really focus more on that. The one that I focus more on is data analysis and data science. And for quite a while now, I've been training a whole lot of people in data analysis and data science, business analysis, right? Project management. That is my core. That is what I focus more on. But I also run adverts, right? I run adverts and I work with Digital World Tech Academy. So as you can see on my polo and on my face cap, so coincidentally, I put on Digital World Polo today, which is okay, right? For you to know, I'm representing Digital World today with my face cap, right? So I work with Digital World Tech Academy, and at Digital World Tech Academy, we've been able to train over 5,000 students last year, both online and offline. So we offer physical training and we offer online training. So we train people and organization on different tech skills, ranging from Microsoft Office packages, data analysis, data science, digital marketing, cyber security, web design and web development, anything that you want to learn at all in tech, in as much as they use laptop to do it, they use desktop to do it, we are here to help you, right? We are here to train you. Whether you're in Nigeria or you're not in Nigeria, we are here to help you with that. We are here to help you with that. So in 2023, we were able to train over 3,000 students physically and more than 5,000 online and 2 organizations, right? So that is what we do. That is a little bit about me. All right. So let's move forward to the next slide, which is about the institute. So this is some of my team members. Well, it's not all of them. Some of them are camera shy, so they don't want to show in camera, but these are the ones that decided to show up in picture, and I love this picture. So if you are looking for me right here, this is me with my face cap and my digital word polo with my ID card, right? Oh, I'm not with my ID card today, with my ID card. So that's me right here and some of my team member. And about the institute, so Digital World Tech Academy is an online and physical learning platform with the aim of making the tech skill affordable and accessible to everyone in general, not just only Nigeria, not just only Africa, wherever you are in the world, we are here to help you navigate through your journey in tech. And our mission is to make computer education very, very accessible and affordable to Nigeria and Africa in general. So that is a bit of introduction about us, right, and what we do. So at the end of the program, if you have any other information, any other question about digital world or about me, I'll be here to answer all your questions. So let's move forward now to the major reason why we are here today, right? To the major reason why we are here today. So I want to talk about a glimpse into the future of data analysis. A glimpse into the future of data analysis. I know a lot of people are a little bit confused with what is the difference between data analytics and data analysis. Well, let me just do a little bit of explanation on that. So data analytics, if you hear data analytics is just the field name, right? It's the field name. So we call it data analytics. But data analysis is just a process of analyzing data, right? Of getting insights from your data. So that is data analysis. Data analysis is just a process of getting insights from your data. So there are a lot of other things that we do. We do data cleaning, which some other people call data wrangling, right? Some people can call it data wrangling, some people can call it data cleaning. Do you guess? But they are still the same thing. Some people can even call it data transformation, right? It's still the same thing. So the process of analyzing data, we do a whole lot of things. We do data wrangling, which is data cleaning. We do critical thinking, whereby we think about the insights we want to get from our data. So it depends on the type of data that you are dealing with that will determine the insights you are going to get from your data, right? Then after that, we do visualization. We do a whole lot of other things too. We do a whole lot of the other things. We compile data together. We do data manipulation, right? We do a whole lot of things as data analysts, right? But now let's talk about a glimpse into the future of data analysis. Now, as we all know, data is no longer just a byproduct. It's no longer just a byproduct of our digital life, right? It is the fuel powering innovation, decision-making, and competitive advantage across industries, right? So before any organization can make any progressive decision, the very first thing they have to do is they look at their data, right? So let's say we have an organization that is selling this bottled water. Let's say I'm producing this bottled water, right? And I am distributing it to like 5 different countries, right? Truly, it's not all the countries that my product is going to perform very well, right? So which means I might waste money on distributing to some other country. Let's say I'm selling to Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Cameroon, different parts of the world, right? My water might be performing very well in Ghana, but in Nigeria, I might not be performing very well, right? So I want to know a lot of insight about my products. So for me to know all this one, the very first thing that I have to look at is my data, right? So which location is my product performing very well? How much am I generating with my product? Well, how much am I spending? So I want to know the cost. I want to know the expenses, right? So the cost of production, the cost of distribution, right? How much is it generating for me? How much is my income? How much is my revenue? All those things, before any organization make any decision, the very first thing they look is they look at their data. They get insights from their data. So let's leave production stage. Now let's go to the social media. If you go to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these things, they use data, right? Their life depends on data. They want to know their customers acquisition. Which video is performing very well? What is my customer interaction with my products, right? So they want to know, because every organization, all the organization are dealing with people. So in as much as you are dealing with people, you need to work on your data. You need to get as much information as possible on your data for you to be able to know how to proceed, how to make the next decision. So is my product performing very well to the male gender, or is the female gender that is buying more of my products? So when I first started running ad, I used to target the whole of Nigeria, right? Which makes my ad cost shoot up. It's very, very high then. It was very, very high, right? But as I started getting much data from Facebook, I know the location where my advert is performing very well in Nigeria. I know the location where my advert is performing very well in Ghana. So if I'm running advert now, I don't have to target the whole of Nigeria. I have to target the location where my advert is performing very well, because I have the data. So which will reduce my cost of advertisement. So it's going to reduce it. It's going to help me to minimize my cost and also generate a whole lot of people, because based on some location, my advert is not performing very well. So there's no need for me to send my advert to all those locations. Are you guys getting it? Are we still here? Are we guys still here? My people, are you still here? Are you still here? Yes or no? All right. Now, like I said earlier, data is no longer just a byproduct of our digital life, right? It's just like your bank account. If you want to buy anything, the very first thing you have to do is to check your account balance, right? That's that, right? And I said here, the future of data analysis promises to be a remarkable one, driven by the emerging trend and technology that are redefining the way we interact. There are a whole lot of software, a whole lot of tools that can help us to analyze data. As an analyst, there are a whole lot of tools. So don't worry, we'll still get to the aspect of where we are going to talk about tools used by data analysts when we get to the practical section. We are going to talk about a whole lot of them. There are a whole lot of them, in which I use some of them, right? As an analyst, you don't need to know all of them. You need to know the one that makes your work much more easier. Do you get? So let's move forward. So we want to talk about the transformative power of data analysis. The transformative power of data analysis. How do we transform from being just ordinary data entry specialists? So what they always call us was data entry specialists, right? When I first started data analysis with my boss, what I always do is I did a whole lot of data entry. So you see a stack of papers that I'll have on my table, then I'll keep on doing data entry. But now, as an analyst, I don't have to do data entry again. So I just collect the data. That is the process of gathering data, right? I just collect data. Data can come from different departments, from the HR department, from the finance department, from the sales department, right? I gather all of them together, and I bring out insights from those data, right? We have a whole lot of formulas that can help us to do that. You can do it in Excel, you can do it in Power Query, you can do it in Power BI, you can do it in SQL, you can do it with Python, you can do it with R. There are a whole lot of software that can help you to do it, right? So how do we get to transform from being a data entry specialist to becoming the top 2 in the world? As of today, data analysts are apart from, I think, the very first one based on list that IBM supplied. So I think cybersecurity came first. Then after that is data analysis and any other related field. So when we are talking about data analysis, we are talking about full data analysis on its own. Then we are talking about business analysis. We are talking about project management. All those things, in as much as they are related to data analysis, so we are top 2 in the world right now. So let's talk about it. Let's go into that. How do we get to transform from ordinary data entry specialist to becoming the top 2 in the world? Now, data analysis has come a very long way from traditional reporting to advanced predictive and prescriptive analysis. So when we first started, we started with traditional reporting, which we call descriptive analysis. So what do we call descriptive analysis? Descriptive analysis is basically talking about the historical data, right? You are working on the past data. So you are describing what has happened in the past. They might give you 5 years data set, 10 years data set. You bring out information, insight from that. That's what we call descriptive analysis, right? Descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis. Basically, descriptive analysis is basically working on historical data sets. Now, we've moved from descriptive analysis to advanced predictive and prescriptive analysis. So now what they call predictive analysis. Now, predictive analysis also focus more on descriptive analysis because there's no way you can predict something if you don't know what has happened in the past, right? So predictive analysis is basically using historical data to predict what will happen in the future. And there are a whole lot of tools in Python that can help us to do it. Most especially, that is what most data scientists focus more on. They focus more on predictive analysis, right? So if I have a project on predictive analysis, I can use a whole lot of algorithm. Things like I can use support vector machine, linear regression, a whole lot of things that are used to predict what will happen in the future. So for instance, weather forecast. Weather forecast is an example of predictive analysis. So it's not always accurate. It's not always accurate, but it's going to give you an overview of what will happen. What will possibly happen? So let's put it that way, right? So we are using historical data sets to predict what will happen in the future. So that's why I used to tell all my students, before you go into data science, you have to learn data analysis. So you need to know how to describe your data, how to generate insight from your data before you can go into predictive analysis. Are you guys still with me? Are you learning something? Are you learning something? Before I go into prescriptive analysis, are you guys still here with me? Cheers to you with water. If you need one, just send me a DM. I'm going to send you a virtual water. All right. So now, after prescriptive analysis, so basically, if my machine predicted to me that, okay, in the past 5 years, I sold about 20,000 pieces of this water, right? So machine predicted to me that, okay, in the next 2 years, I'm going to sell about 50,000 pieces. So that is predictive analysis. Now, talking about prescriptive analysis is basically talking about the actionable step that will help me to achieve what machine has already predicted. So if machine predicted to me that, okay, in the next 2 years, we are going to sell about 50,000 pieces, that doesn't mean I should now fold my arm, just sit down and fold my arm and be looking at, okay, machine has predicted for me, so let's just see what will happen. No. Prescriptive analysis is basically talking about the actionable step that will help me to achieve what machine has already predicted for me. So do I need to work on my marketing? Do I need to work on my distribution? Is it my customer service? Is it my sales department? Right? That is prescriptive analysis. So most of data analysts or data scientists, at the end of analyzing data, there's something called recommendation. So whether you are doing descriptive analysis or you are doing predictive analysis, you have to prescribe. You have to do prescriptive analysis. That is recommendation. So what are the recommendations? Right? That's what we call prescriptive analysis. The actionable step that will help me to achieve what machine has predicted for me. And all this has become an integral part of modern decision making, because data is the life of every business. Let's do a social experiment. How many of us has been to any social media platform today? Probably Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any social media platform. For me, I won't lie, I've used Facebook today. Only Facebook. I've not logged into TikTok or Instagram today for quite a while now. But Facebook, I use Facebook today. So which of the social media platforms have you used today? I'm waiting. Don't lie. Don't lie. Tell me the truth. Don't lie. Tell me the truth now. Which of the social media platform have you used today? Facebook. All right. We have Facebook. All. Nice one. Mr. Philip. Facebook and Instagram. Facebook. Twitter. Almost Facebook, X, everything. WhatsApp. All right. Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok. Okay. Now, we all agree that we've logged into all social media platforms today, most especially Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp or LinkedIn or TikTok or X that people call Twitter, right? Now, by just going to Facebook, you are giving them a data. From the point that you log into Facebook, they start collecting data. They start collecting data from you. So if you just like a content, you've given them a data. Like right now, Facebook has a whole lot of information about you that you don't even know. So as Facebook, they know what you like. They know the type of content you consume, right? They know the type of video you watch on Facebook. If you go to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, they know the type of content you consume. How do you think they get to know it? Can you guess? How do you think they get to know it? How do you think they get to know it? How do you think they get to know? If you go to Facebook today, you just watch a video, they'll start showing you much more video. Yes, it's through algorithm, data, right? It's through data and algorithm. So what do we call algorithm? What do we call data? I'm going to explain the two for you now. Now, algorithm is what we use in predictive analysis. So they can call it algorithm, they can either call it model or they call it estimator. They are still the same thing. So it can be called algorithm, it can be called model or estimator. They are the same thing. Now, algorithm is just a line of code that helps us to predict or track an event, right? So it's just an algorithm is just a piece of code that helps us predict or track an event. Just for instance, if you use Google Map, it's an algorithm. So it's a work of data scientists. And how do we become a data scientist? You need to start from data analysis before you become a data scientist. Now, they use your data also, right? Data is just a piece of information about someone. So if you want to know my data, you want to know the information about me, you know my name, you know where I work, you don't know my age, but that's nothing, right? But you want to know, data is just a piece of information about something, right? So going to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, the moment you log in, they start tracking you with an algorithm, right? So they know the moment you like something, you've given them a data. Now, as an advertiser, if I want to run advert on Facebook or Instagram, so I use your data, the data that Facebook has supplied, that you've supplied to Facebook rather, to track you, for you to see my advert, right? Because Facebook has a whole lot of information about you. So before you see my ad, probably because you've liked something that is related to data analysis, then Facebook will know that, okay, this person is actually interested in data analysis because they have your data. All organizations need this knowledge, need to have someone that is very, very good with data analysis, right? And all these things has become an integral part of modern decision making. So before Facebook can make any drastic decision, the very first thing they look at is their data. They look at their data, right? So let's move forward. Don't let us spend too much of time on just one slide. So we have what we call data explosion. So what do we call data explosion? Now, data explosion is basically talking about the rate at which data is growing, right? Is the rate at which data is growing. So as of today, data is growing at an unprecedented rate, driven by the connected devices and digital interaction that will define the way we interact. So basically, based on research developed by IBM, they said there are over 2 billion data that are being uploaded on the server every single day. 2 billion data that are being uploaded on the server over 2 billion, not just 2 billion, over 2 billion data that are being uploaded on the server on daily basis, right? And we are the part of people that are uploading this data. And you'll be like me that I'm new to data analysis. How do I upload data, right? That would be your question. Now, just let's go back to that social media. If you go to social media now, you just like something. Just like going to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, you like something. You just uploaded one data, right? You comment on something, that is another data, right? All these things, because we are in connected economy. So if you want to give me a project, you don't have to come to Nigeria to give me that project. You can actually send it to my mail or you send it to my WhatsApp. I've gotten a whole lot of projects, thousands of projects just on WhatsApp, right? They get to meet me on Facebook, then they start sending me a message on WhatsApp, then they send me the data set they need me to work on. And we can be on live Zoom, and you'll be telling me what to do. So this is what you do, this is what you need, this is what you need, right? And I will do it for you. So you don't need to come to Lagos before you can give me your data. That is one way that we are uploading data, right? Not to even talk about the data that Amazons are uploading, Jumia, Gigi, all these e-commerce websites. Not to even talk about them, right? So that is why we said data is growing at an unprecedented rate, driven by the connected devices and digital interaction. And this has made effective data analysis more crucial than ever, because all these companies, they are uploading their data to the server. So they need someone that can help them to interact with data, that can query the data, right? Using RDBMS. What do we call RDBMS? Relational Database Management System, right? We call it Relational Database Management System. So in which we use MySQL or use PostgreSQL or use Oracle to interact with the data. So without an analyst, there is no way all these organizations will be able to upload their data to the server, because server is like the lifeblood of most organizations. There is no way they will be able to store their data if they don't have a server, right? So they need someone that can help them to bring out insights from their past data, that can help them to store their data, right? That is why data analysis is much more important right now, right? Am I making sense? 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 Are we still here? All right. All right. All right. Nice one. Fatima, you can join with your phone. Fatima, you can join with your phone. So if you need water, don't forget, I have virtual water. I'm not selling it. It's free of charge. Just send me a DM on WhatsApp. I'll send it to you. All right. All right. All right. So let's move forward. The evolving role of a data analyst. As we all know, unlocking the power of data is a complex task. It's a complex task. So let me show you something. Let me open just one data set for you, and we will use it to do social experiment. So let me just open one data. Let me just open a particular data. Just working on it. All right. So there is a law in everything. As a data analyst, data is very, very important, right? So you don't share out the data of your clients. So you don't share out the data of your clients, right? So the very first rule of data analysis is confidentiality. So if you get any project, so for me as an analyst and also a trainer, I have a dummy data, right? We have dummy data that we use to train. So I can share it with you and show you a whole lot. But the one that was given to me as a project, you can't see it on my portfolio. You can't see it anywhere. I don't give it out, right? So as a data analyst, the very first rule is confidentiality. Do you guys get it? So the very first rule is what? The very first rule is what? Is what? Let me know if you are following me. The very first rule for an analyst is what? Confidentiality. Imagine having access to Amazon database and you have access to a lot of credit card, a whole lot of information about people, or having access to Facebook database, right? So they don't want people to see their data because they have a whole lot of confidential information that they don't want people to know. Imagine you have access to my credit card. What will I do? I'll just have to go to the bank and block it, right? So let's say you have access to it on Facebook or Instagram or Amazon or Jumia, because I use Jumia very well, or Jumia, right? So there is no way. So you just be removing money from my account and I'll be like, where is this money coming from? You understand? So that is why it's very, very important for you to secure any project, any data given to you. So if you are a trainer, then we have a whole lot of websites that we download dummy data. They are like real life data sets, but they've tweaked a lot of information about it, right? So they are real life data sets. They extract it from real life data sets, but they just remove some key information about it. For instance, I can say this is a real life data set, right? But the name is not real, right? The phone number also is not real, and you can see the product. They just say product 1, product 2, product 3. So we don't really know, right? Their selling price might be the same thing, their cost price might be the same thing, but they will change a whole lot of information about it. That is why we call it dummy data. So now, let's go. So basically, now I said unlocking the power of data is a complex task. So let's do a social experiment. Can you tell me the best-selling country here? The best-selling country, just by looking at it. Is it possible for you to tell me the best-selling country just by looking at this data? This is just a raw data, right? Can you tell me someone said USA, how do you know? So another thing as an analyst is, you don't assume, you don't work on assumption, you work with your data, right? So you don't work on assumption. You are saying because you see USA here, you see USA here, you see USA here, then you are saying, okay, USA is the best-selling country. How do you know? Right? How do you know? Someone says China. It's not possible. You don't work on assumption. You work with your data, right? So you can't really say, right? You can't really say, okay, this country is the best-selling country. But for instance, let's say we have quite a whole lot of countries, right? So now we have male and female, just two gender, right here, just two gender. So can you tell me the gender that generates the highest revenue? Is it possible? Is it male or female? The gender that generates the highest revenue. So is it male or female? Is it possible? Is it something you can do? Is it something you can do? Can you tell me? No, right? It's not possible. It's not possible. So you need to work with count if. No, with count if, you can't use count if to do that. You can't use count if to tell me the number of the total revenue generated by female or male. It's not possible. So you can't use count if. So you need data analysts for you to bring out information from raw data. That is why all organizations, they are looking for an analyst that can help them to unlock the information in their data, right? So like I said here, unlocking the power of data is a complex task. And data analysts are the superhero who make it happen. So you are like superhero. You are there to save them. You are there to save them. You are there to bring out a whole lot of information from their data, right? You are there to bring out a whole lot of information from their data. So I just want to close this data. I'll go back to the slide now. All right. So like I said, data analysts are the superhero who make it happen. Now I said yeah, but with technology advancing faster than a speeding bullet, the role of data analysis is also evolving at a lightning speed. Because there are a whole lot of softwares, there are a whole lot of tools that can help us to do it. So like in Excel now, we have tools that can help us to analyze data. So we have pivot table. There is an AI tool in Excel now called recommended pivot, whereby you just load your data in it. Then once you click on recommended pivot, it's going to bring out information about your data. Don't worry, I'm going to show you that one when we get to the visualization aspect, when we get to the practical aspect. Also in Power BI, there's something called Q&A. That all you just have to do is type in the question that you need, then it's going to bring out the result for you. It's just like ChatGPT, right? There are a whole lot of tools that can help us to do that, right? In which other people don't know, in which a whole lot of people don't know. So gone are those days of simply collecting and organizing data. That was when they were calling us data entry specialists. When we just sit down, we organize data, right? Though as an analyst, you need to start with data entry first before you go into analyzing data, right? But let's move forward. Today's data analysts are responsible for designing complex algorithms. Right, so I've explained algorithm before. So I said algorithm is just a piece of code that can help us to predict or track an event. Do you get it? It's just a piece of code that can help us to predict or track an event. For instance, we have linear regression, right? We have linear regression. I know a lot of people are scared when I mention linear regression. But how many of you ate your math teacher when you were in school? If you ate your mathematics teacher when you were in school, just tell me the truth. Yeah. How many of us ate our math teacher? I mean, I did not really hate my math teacher like that. No, I did not say I did not hate that man, but no, I said not like that. Right? If you know you hate your math teacher, let me know. If you hate your math teacher, let me know. Let me know, let me know. We have one person, Philip. We have quite a lot of people on this Zoom call that hate their math teacher, but they will not say the truth. Don't lie. Tell me the truth. Yeah. You like her small, Sha? You are just like me. Right? Not much. You love maths. You love him, right? You may break his leg if you see him. Wow. We did not hate him, but the subjects. Wow. Okay, so when I mentioned something like linear regression, you are not the one solving it. The code is already there. Once you just call it, you can use it, right? Once you call the code, you can use it, right? So we use linear regression, we use support vector machine, we use decision tree, we use a whole lot of other algorithms to predict, right? And also after predicting, or if you're not predicting, data analysts are responsible for creating captivating visualization using data, right? They use it to create captivating visualizations, in which we are going to do today. We are going to create visualization today. So I'm going to show you how I work on daily basis as an analyst. I'm going to show you that one when we get to practical section. And the data analyst future scope is bright and has thrilling opportunity for those who love technology and analytics. So if you're kind of person that love technology, you want to be on, you want to work on a laptop, you want to use your laptop to make money, right? Data analysis is one field that you should consider. So let's move forward. Another question that will come to your mind is, are data analysts in demand? That is another question. Are data analysts in demand? Like today, so before I even read my slide, let's ask my friend this question. So would you like to meet my friend? I want to introduce my friend to you. Would you like to meet my friend? I want to introduce my friend that will help me to answer this question. Are data analysts in demand? You like to meet my friend, right? So my friend is kind of person that you know. Everybody knows my friend, but you just don't know. So let me introduce you to my good friend, which we call Mr. Google. So I call it Mr. Google because as an analyst, you have to do a whole lot of research. So we make use of Google almost every time. Whenever a new formula comes out, we use Google, right? So we use Google. So Google is like our friend as an analyst, because as an analyst, one thing that you have to do is you have to keep on learning. For instance, when we were using Excel, there was Excel 2007. Later, there's Excel 2013, 2020, 2016, 2021, 365, right? You just have to keep on updating yourself every single time. As an analyst, you have to keep on learning and learning. So using this platform, going to online to browse, to search about information is one thing that you need to do as an analyst. So you can see me, I said how to remove SQL save mode. Are data analysts in demand? So I used to search for a whole lot of things on Google. Every single time, I used to search for a whole lot of things on Google as an analyst. So you can't know everything. Do you get? You can't know everything because every single time, Excel always give us new thing. Power BI always give new thing. There's always new code on SQL. You have to keep on searching and searching and searching. Do you get? That is why Google should be your friend, your best friend. So are data analysts in demand? That is the question. So you can see here, data analysts' role are in high demand across industry as companies increasingly rely on data-driven insight to guide their strategies, right? So companies rely more on data-driven insights, on the insights you generate as an analyst before they can make any decision. So before your boss or your CEO makes any decision, they look at their data. So they need you to give them the insights. So if you make any mistake as an analyst, you need to be very, very careful when you are working with your data. So one thing that we always do, and one thing that I always teach my students is, whenever you are working on a data, you create a duplicate of that data, right? A copy. So you have the original, you have a copy of it, right? So you work on the copy. So whenever there is any mistake on the copy, you can always go back to the original to check, to confirm. Do you get? So because a single mistake can make organization make a wrong decision. Do you get? They can make a wrong decision just by single mistake, right? Just by single mistake. So let's go to my own slide now. So like I have here, data analysts are in high demand in today's job market. And this trend is expected to continue well into the future. So it's not just now, it's not ending anytime soon. It's not ending anytime soon, because a whole lot of organization wants to make a progressive decision, right? According to United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, employment of data analysts and other related occupations is projected to grow by 33% from 2020 to 2030. Just within 10 years, data analysis and other related occupation is projected to grow by 33%, which is much more faster than the average of all occupations. And as you can see, from 2020 to 2024, you can see the paradigm shift, right? A whole lot of people are trooping into data analysis now, because that is what organization needs. And organization cannot just employ one data analyst. It's not possible. They need a group of data analysts, right? Because they have a whole lot of data. So they can give you different names. They can call you database manager. They can call you data analyst. They can call you a whole lot of names. They can call you data engineer, right? But they need you, right? And the demand for data analysts can be attributed to the increasing importance of data-driven decision making in businesses and organizations of all sizes. As a result, data analysts are playing an essential role in shaping the strategic direction of businesses across various industries, from healthcare to finance to retail, right? Different departments. So if you are going into the healthcare department, how do you think they get to know the number of deaths by corona, right, during that COVID-19 period? So it's the work of an analyst. In fact, I did an analysis on that also, because I downloaded the dummy data that I used to analyze, and I posted it on my portfolio, right? From healthcare to finance. Recently, they said there was cholera in Lagos, right? That's why I switched to bottled water, right? How do you think they get to know all this information if not with the help of data analysts? So in any department, in any organization, they need data analysts. Another report by IBM estimated that by 2025, there will be over 2.7 million job postings for data analysts and data scientists in United States alone, just in United States alone. Now, consider all other countries, right? So let's move forward. I don't want to talk much on this. So let's move forward so that we can go into the practical section. So why is data analysis the future of everything? It is the process of analyzing data that has revolutionized many industries and will continue to do so. The days of having to do all your analysis by hand are over. You don't need to do it by hand again. There are powerful software that make it easy and fast. And you don't even need PhD in statistics. So they used to give you this wrong notion that before you can go into data analysis, you need to be good in mathematics. You need to be good in statistics. You need to study this. You need to study that. It's a lie. As a matter of fact, I did not study statistics, right? But I can say I'm the best in my field, right? I'm not saying being the best doesn't mean I know everything, but the little that I know it very well, that even if you wake me up in the middle of night that Akeem, answer this question on data analysis, based on my little knowledge, I can answer the question. That is why I call myself the best in my field, right? So simply enter some data, pick out what matters the most from the result, and you are done. If you have a data, if you give me a data, me looking at it, I know the information that I can get. I know the insights that I can get just by looking at the data. I'm going to show you that in practical section when we get there. Using or processing such information give you power over the entire sector, allowing for major changes across all societal area. All right, the future of data analysis, I think we have just like 2 more slides before we go into the practical section. Like I said here, the future of data analysis is here and is now, and it's also looking bright. With the help of artificial intelligence, I know a lot of people will ask, is AI going to take over data analysis? I'm going to answer that question later when we get to the practical section, because data analysis is more of critical thinking, right? It's more of critical thinking. So because AI is just a program machine, so it's whatever they program on it that is going to do. And as an analyst, we work with machine learning. So most of AI, they use machine learning to track events, right? So we are the one that practically writes the machine learning code behind AI, right? Don't worry, we are still going. I know it's not everybody that will agree, but when we get to the question and answer section, we are going to drag it. Just wait, just calm down, right? With the help of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and blockchain, they are all driven innovation that has revolutionized the field of data analysis. So let's move forward. I don't want to spend too much of time on that so that we can go into the practical section. Career path for an analyst. Let's talk about career path for an analyst. So most of my students, what I always tell them that after learning data analysis, you can become a data analyst, right? You can become a data analyst. For me, I focus more on data analysis and data science, though I focus also on business analysis, project management, but I train more on data analysis and data science. I can train people on business analysis, on all those fields, project management, statistical analysis. I can train people, but the one that I train people more on is data analysis and data science. So after learning data analysis, I used to encourage my students to go for data science. Now, why? Because there are a lot of people tripping into data analysis right now, right? There are a lot of people. But the major reason why people are tripping into data analysis is because they are running away from coding, right? That is one thing. A whole lot of people hate coding. They are running away from coding. But becoming a data analyst is one step. If you want to proceed with learning, you can become a data scientist, right? After becoming a data analyst, you can become a data scientist. Data scientist is one big field that you can also consider, right? Someone said network is not clear. Can you guys hear me clearly? Can you guys hear me clearly? Can you guys hear me clearly? Someone said my sound keeps breaking. Poor network. Okay, but it's good now. Thank God. Can you guys hear me clearly now? Better now. All right. All right. Let me know. What about others? What about others? Better. All right. It's good. We are good to go. Okay. So after you can become a data scientist. That is one field, right? Another field that you can become is you can go into financial analyst. You can become a financial analyst. You can become a business analyst. You can go into project management. In fact, most of the things that I've learned today is as a result of data analysis, So after I start with data analysis, then I go into data science. After that, I go into business analysis. I go into project management. I go into statistical analysis. But cybersecurity, digital marketing, I just learn it. I learned digital marketing like years ago, right? I learned digital marketing years ago. Before I even started data analysis, I've learned digital marketing, right? But I focus more on data analysis now. So another thing that you can also become is data analyst consultant, right? You can become a data analyst consultant, in which I do that almost every time. Almost every time. So you can start getting projects. You don't have to work for an organization. You don't have to become a staff in an organization. So you can start getting projects. There are a lot of organizations that are giving me projects, right? So I don't have to be there as their staff. So you can become a marketing analyst. You can become a sales analyst. There are a whole lot of fields. You can go to Google and search for all these fields. You can see a whole lot of them. For just by learning data analysis, you can become a whole lot of other things. Just these are just few that I mentioned now. There are a lot of things that you can become. You can become a database manager, right? You can go into data engineering, right? You can go into a whole lot of things. You can go into deep learning. You can go into deep learning, whereby you deal with predicting images, right? Predicting images with TensorFlow. So after becoming data science, you can go into that also, in which I focus. I also teach on that, right? So that is that about that. Thank you for the theory section. Do you learn something in this theory section? Do you learn something in this theory section before we go into practical now? Do you learn something in this theory section before we go into the practical aspects? All right, all right. Hope you are not becoming too bored, right? Hope my training is not boring. I hope you are not okay. Someone said very interesting. Or do you need me to add a little bit of music? Do you need me to add a little bit of music so that we can dance? You want me to dance? You want to see me dancing, 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 dancing? No music. All right. Okay, so are we ready for the practical section? Are we ready for the practical section? Are we ready for the practical section? Very ready. Okay. All right. We should go ahead into the practical section. Okay, now we are ready. We are good to go. So let's go to the group now and tell them that we are in the practical section. We are going into the aspect of practical section. So I'm just going to open a data and let me show you what we want to create in today's class. What we want to create is what we call visualization. So what do we mean by visualization? That is another question, right? Data visualization is basically representing your data with visuals. It's a graphical representation of your data. Do you get? So we call it dashboard. So we call it dashboard. So let's search for data analysis dashboard. Data analysis dashboard. So let's go to images. And you see a whole lot of them right here. A whole lot of them. So this is where we get a lot of ideas from, right? There's another website called Template Lab, where we download a whole lot of templates that we use to create. So you can see a lot of them right here. So this is what we want to create. Most of data analysts, whenever you hear them, they say they want to create visual, they want to create visual. They are talking about creating a dashboard. And you can create dashboard with Excel, you can create dashboard with Power BI, you can create dashboard with Python also, right? And we have two types of dashboard. They are static dashboard and also responsive dashboard, or responsive or interactive dashboard, right? So when we say static dashboard, a static dashboard is a dashboard that you cannot interact with, right? There's no button to click, there's nothing to click. So you cannot interact with that dashboard. So it's just there. You are just there to read the insight and see the recommendation. But a responsive dashboard is basically talking about the dashboard. Someone said, why am I not seeing the screen? Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Yes or no? Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Let me know if you can see my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Oh. Can you guys still hear me? Am I still live? Am I still here? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? All right. So can you see my screen now? Okay. All right. I believe everybody can see my screen now. Okay, nice one, nice one. Orelua said no. I think it's your network then, not mine. All right. So I mentioned two types of dashboard. I said there are static dashboard and there are responsive dashboard, in which we call interactive dashboard, right? A static dashboard is a dashboard that you cannot interact with. So you cannot interact with that dashboard. There is no button to click. There's nothing there. But a responsive dashboard or interactive dashboard is the one that you can interact with. There are buttons to click, right, to change some things there, right? So you can interact with that. So today we want to create a dashboard. So I'm going to open the data set we are going to use. And before we create a dashboard, there's something called dashboard templates. So this is data we are going to work on. This is just a dummy data that we are going to work on. Someone said I'm not seeing anything. Is that correct? Can you guys see my Excel spreadsheet? Can you guys see my screen? All right, I think it's your network. I think it's your network. Okay, now let's move forward. So we are going to create a dashboard template, something like this. You have to create a dashboard template, right? A template is just like, if you want to build a house, you need to design a plan. Where is your parlor going to be? Where is your bedroom going to be? Where is your kitchen going to be, right? So you want to do that. So it's the same thing as template. So you need to know where your KPIs are going to be. By the way, what are KPIs? KPI are what we call key performance indicator, right? They are key performance indicator. So where you want your KPI to be, where you want your slicer to be, where you want your timeline to be, right? So that is what we call a template. So I have this template, but it won't make sense if I don't show you how to create it. So for those of us that are new, this is an Excel spreadsheet. So if I want to work as an analyst on daily basis, in which I do, so I work with Excel sometimes, I work with Power BI, I work with R, I work with Python sometimes, right? It depends on the software that you ask me to use, right? So now, but today we are going to make use of Excel. So for those of us that are new, this is an Excel spreadsheet. On Excel spreadsheet, we have the columns. We have the columns. So these are the columns. So we have column A, column B, column C, column D, column E. And we also have the rows, which are row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. Now, we have something called a cell. A cell is the basic intersection between the rows and the column. So it's just like an intersection. So it's where both row and columns meet. So if you check here, we have column A, row 1, and they both meet here, right? So we have column A, row 1, they both meet right here. So this is a cell, right? So a cell is the intersection between the row and the column. So here now, this is column A1, because I'm in row A, I'm in column A, row 1, right? So don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Just look at what I'm doing. Do you get? So this is what I do on daily basis. So if you want to practice along, you can't be as fast as I am. Do you get? Just watch what I'm doing. So at the end of the program, then I'm going to tell you how to get the replay. You can go through the replay. I'm going to tell you how to get the data set also. You can practice along while you are going through the replay. Do you understand? Just jot down your question. So when we get to question and answer section, I will answer all your questions. Do you get that now? Just watch me right now. Do you get? So now, this is cell A1, right? So we call this place cell A1 because I'm in column A, row 1. This is cell A1. So if I move down here, this is column B, row 2. So we call this B2. So if I move down here, this is column D, row 5. So we call this cell D5. Right? Someone said you can't see my screen. Mr. Mubarak. Mr. Mubarak said you can't see my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen? All right. All right. Okay, nice one, nice one. So now that is a cell. That is a cell, right? So now, what I will first of all do is, if you look at my dashboard template, you can see that my background is cleaned up, right? I did not have any line there. So this line that display right here is called grid line. So the very first thing is to clean up your environment, right? Is to clean up your environment. So I'm on the Home tab now. So if you go to the View tab, which is this, so if you go to the View tab, now we have what we call the grid line, the formula bar, and the headings. So up here, this is where we have the formula bar. So whenever we write any formula in Excel, this is where it's going to display. So let me show you an example. So if I want to multiply two numbers now, let's say I write 5 here, then I write 7 here, right? So in this place, I want to multiply 5 by 7, right? So 5 times 7. So I'm going to say, whenever you want to do any calculation in Excel, you start with equals to. So I'm going to say equals to 5 times 7, right? You can see it display in my formula bar, and we are using cell reference. So you can see it says C5 multiplied by D5, in which I've explained the cell reference. For those of us that are new, you can see I'm in column C5, I'm in cell C5 rather, and D5. You can see D is cell C5 and this is D5. So basically I'm telling Nigeria that multiply the contents you have in C5 by the contents you have in D5. Do you get? So if I press enter now, you can see 5 times 7 will give me 35, right? In my cell, I can see 35. But right here, where we call formula bar, you can see that we only have the formula displayed right here, right? The formula is just displaying right here. So that is why we call it formula bar. So for me, so I'm going to clean up my environment now. So, you know, I was on the Home tab before. Let me move back. I'm on the Home tab now, right? So I move to the View tab. Then right here, I don't want the grid line to show. This line that you see here, they are called the grid line. So I don't want it to show. I will turn it off. You can say I just uncheck it. Check, uncheck, check, uncheck. You can see it right here. Then we have the headings. So if you see my dashboard, you see that I don't have any headings right here. So I'll go back to this sheet and say, okay, I don't want the headings to show. So you can see the headings is gone. Now, some people like their formula bar to be inactive. Do you get? They like to turn off their formula bar. But for me, based on what I do, right, I don't like my formula bar to be inactive. So I always leave my formula bar active. So, but if you don't want your formula bar to be there, you can uncheck it. You see, your formula bar is gone. But I always leave my formula bar active. So I have it now. So you see it in all my dashboard. My formula bar is always active, right? Because I use it almost every time. All right, my own Excel doesn't have dashboard. We did not have any dashboard here. We are just trying to create a dashboard template. So now, creating a dashboard template is made up of shapes, right? Shapes, text box, icon. That is what we use to make up a dashboard template. So now, you can see my background that it is blue, right? The background of my dashboard right here is blue. So what I'll do here is, I will use shape to draw that. So I will go to the Insert tab. You know, I was on View tab before, right? So I move to the Insert tab. Then I'm going to pick shape right here, and I'm going to pick a rectangular shape, which is this one. So for some people, you might not see shape here, but you will see something called illustration. So if you click on illustration, you will see your shape is going to come out. So it depends on the version of Excel that will determine what you have on your tab. So I'm just going to draw a shape right here. So a shape right here. Just going to draw it. Now we have something called contextual tab. Now what are contextual tabs? Contextual tabs are tabs that comes out whenever we choose a special ribbon. For instance, now that I chose shape, you can see it gives me shape format. Right? You can see right here, I have shape format. I have shape format. You can see it, right? So I have shape format. So for my shape format now, I can choose the color of the shape, which is talking about the shape fill, right? That is the color of the shape, right? I can choose the color that I want, but I'm just going to go with this blue. Then I can choose the outline, which is talking about the color outside the shape, which is this one that I see, which is this black line outside the shape. That is what we call the shape outline. So if I go to the shape format, then we choose the shape outline. So you can choose any color for your outline. This depends on you. It depends on you. And I can also choose shape effects, which is the effect. So now, after that, the next thing that I have here is this small rectangle. But it'd be like, is this a rectangle? Yes, this is a rectangle. It's just that I put an effect on it. So I'll come here, pick a rectangular shape, and I'm just going to draw a rectangular shape right here, which will contain my logo. And in this rectangular shape, you can see that it's still blue that's inside it, right? So I want to change the color to white, and I will remove the outline. I'll say shape outline, no outline. So actually, if you are starting, this is like the hardest part when you create a template. This is the hardest part. So after that, every other thing is very, very simple. Just play along with me. Are you guys feeling bored already? Are you guys feeling bored? Are you guys still here with me? My people, are you still here with me? Let me know, let me know, let me know. All right. A bit bored, right? Sorry. Don't worry, we are going to get into the aspect of analyzing data now. This is just one thing that we have to create first. But it will make sense if I just go and start analyzing data without showing you how I came up with this, right? So what I will do is, don't work as I'm doing it. You might not be as fast as I am. Just wait. I'm going to tell you how to get the replay at the end of the program so that you can practice along while you are watching the replay. Do you get? So the shape effect. So I'm just going to give it a bevel. I use bevel. So I'm just going to choose a bevel, which is this one. So I'm just going to use this effect, right? I'm going to use this effect, and I'm going to choose this effect, make it a bit big. Then after that, you can see I have another thing up here, right? I have another thing up here. So all you just have to do is just keep duplicating. So how do we duplicate? We can do Control D to duplicate. Then I can bring it right here, reduce this, and also increase it to this point, right? So this is where I write my text, which is the title of the dashboard, Then after that, just keep on duplicating. Now, this depends on the type of template you are working with, right? It depends on the type of template you are working with. So I'll just duplicate, Control D to duplicate, bring it right here, which is for my KPI, make this a bit bigger, right? I can reduce the size of this one. If you feel it's too big, you can reduce it. So you have the power to control whatever you are doing right here. So I'll just duplicate this one, put it right here, right? Then duplicate again, bring it down here, Control D to duplicate. Then I'll duplicate again. All you just have to do is keep on duplicating, then you have it right here. So I'm just going to duplicate and draw one big one here where my chart is going to be. So that I don't bore you with my charts, right, with my templates. So all you just have to do right here is just keep on duplicating and keep on duplicating so that you can, right? You just have to keep on duplicating and duplicating until you are okay with what you want, right? So it depends on what you are trying to achieve. That's why we determine the number of charts that will be there. Do you get? So I believe with this little experiment, you can create your own template. You can create your own template. Everything, a template is just made up of shapes, right? So that's that. So now I'm going to actually increase this screen so that you can see it very well. So now for us to now analyze our data, this is the data that we want to use. So this is the data that we want to use. I'm trying to move this thing around. So this is data that we want to use, right? You can see these are the country, the date of sales, right? The product, the unit sold, the revenue generated, the cost, and the profits. So these are some of the information that we have. So the very first thing that I always do is I always put my data in a table. So what is a table? What exactly is a table? So a table is basically talking about the relationship between your data. So as you're looking at this data, Excel does not know if they are related or they are not related. So the very first thing you have to do is to put it in a table. So how do we get to know that, okay, Excel does not know that these things are related? So for instance, let's say I want to get the day name of this. I want to get the day name of this data, the name of this day. So which day do you think this day falls in? 11th of 1st of 11 2020 2019, right? So sorry, 11th of January 2019. So which date do you think is on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday? So which day do you think this date falls in? Is it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Can you guess? Can you guys guess these dates? Is it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Can you guys guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? Can't tell, right? So we'll use Excel to do that. So I'll just say day name. So this is one thing that I always do. So we call this type of thing time series. So I'm going to say equals to text, right? So equals to text. Then I'll just choose the date, which is this one, in double quotes, D, double quotes, close my brackets, which will give me that, okay, these days falls on Friday, right? So let's get the month also. Let's get the month name. So it's going to be part of our analysis. So we might want to get the total sales by month, the total sales by day, right? So I'll just use the same formula, equals to text, this, comma, in double quotes, quotes, close my bracket and press enter, right? So don't worry, just jot down your question. Once we get to the question and answer section, I will answer all your questions. So after doing this, so basically what I just did here is data manipulation, right? So after doing this, what I'll do is to put my data in a table. So I'll do Control T. So there are two ways of putting your data in a table. So you can either go to Insert and choose Table here, or you do Control T to put your data in a table. So I'll just click on OK. So we are going into the aspect of analyzing our data, right? We are going into the aspect of analyzing our data. And you can see another contextual tab here called Table Design, right? Called Table Design. So what I will have to do is I want to put this my data in a pivot table, because as an analyst, you need to know pivot table, right? So I use pivot table every single time. So right here, if you check up here, you see summarize with pivot. So all I just have to do is click on summarize with pivot, and I'll just click on OK. This will give me a pivot table, right? This will give me a pivot table. So now let's answer some questions. Let's see some insights. So let's get, which day of the week do you think has the highest revenue generated? Which day of the week? Is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Which day of the week do you think has the highest revenue generated? Which day? Can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? Just guess. I want to see a winner here. Just guess. So for me, let me start. I'm going to go with Thursday. I'll go with Thursday. What about you? Choose. Just guess one. Someone said Tuesday. No, I'm saying days of the week, not month. So someone said Thursday. You are going with me. Sunday, Saturday. All right. So I need more people. Tuesday. Okay, I went for Tuesday, right? I went for Thursday. Yes. Friday, Monday. Okay. So let's see the results now. Let's see the result. So I'll go to my pivot table. All I just have to do is pick my day name, drag and drop it in the rows, and this will give me the name of the days, right? I have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then all I just have to do is pick my revenue, drag and drop it in the value. Now, I want to see the one with the highest revenue, right? So I can right click and choose and say sort from the largest to the smallest. And right here, you see Tuesday has the highest. So I went for Tuesday, right? I went for Tuesday, right? I went for Tuesday. Tuesday has the highest revenue generated. So you can see it right now. Tuesday has the highest revenue generated. Who are the winners here? Who are the winners? Oh, it was Thursday I went for. Okay. 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 Who are the winners here? Who are the winners here? Who are the winners? Who are the people that guess right? Grace. Nice one. Nice one. Congratulations. Is it one person? Is it just one? Good luck. Okay, I'm sure there. Okay, all right. You can see how easy it is. just by basic drag and drop. And if you remember that time, I said, Mr. Augustine, nice one, I saw you. So I said what you can do is we have what we call recommended pivots. Whereby once you load your data in it, all you just have to do is, if you click on this now, this will show me a whole lot of information. You can see countries and the revenue generated, right? Countries and the profit generated, right? Countries and the cost expenses. So you can see a whole lot of information right here that you can get, right? You see a whole lot. All you just have to do is load your data in pivot table, and once you click on this recommended pivot, it's going to analyze it for you. But for me, I don't like to do it. I don't like to use recommended pivot. I'll prefer to use my do it myself. And you know the most interesting part of this is, if I want to see all the reports on this Tuesday alone, all I just have to do is just double click on it. So the moment I double click on it, this will give me a report, a whole sheet, whereby I have only sales on Tuesday. Only sales on Tuesday, right? So I'm going to delete that. Your Excel doesn't have pivot table. Don't worry. I'm going to answer all your questions. You can see, right? You can see. So all I have to do here is you just double click and you have it. Then after that, let's say I want to put it in a chart in order to visualize. So I'll just click here and choose pivot chart, and this will give me a chart. This will give me a chart. All I just have to do is click on OK, and this will put it for me in a chart. Then I can just cut my chart and put it on my dashboard right here, paste it on my dashboard, and you can see I have my first chart on my dashboard. All I just have to do is just rearrange it to make sure that it fits into the box that I draw for that chart, right? So if you want us to do one more chart, just say one more. If you want us to do one more chart, say one more. One more. If you want us to do one more chart, just say one more. Do you want us to go to the question and answer, or we should do one more chart? Someone is saying network. Do you want us to do one more, or we should go into question and answer? All right. Okay, don't worry. I'm still going to do chat. I'm still going to do chat. Okay, so let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Someone said two more. All right, so let's go with the countries now. Let's go with the countries. Let's go with the countries. So let's guess. Let's guess now. So if you see, we have India, we have Malaysia, we have Philippines, we have United Kingdom, and we have United States, right? So which country do you think has the highest profits? So is it India, is it Malaysia, is it Philippines, is it United Kingdom or United States? For me, I will go for United States. So which one? That means you must guess. So for me, I will go for United States. Which one do you want to go for? Someone said USA, UK, India. All right, India, USA. All right. So let's get the reports now. Let's get the reports. So I'll go to my table design, summarize the pivots. Now, because I already have one pivot table, so I'll just go to the pivot. I will use existing worksheets, then go to my pivot table and choose this place. I'll click on OK. So all I just have to do is pick my country, drag and drop it in the rows, then pick my profit, drag and drop it in the values. So let's right click, sort from largest to the smallest. Wow, India come first, followed by United Kingdom, followed by United States, right? India generated the highest profit. Who are the winners? Who are the winners here? Who are the winners? Who are the winners? All right, all right. That means finally, right? For me, I went for United States. I don't know why I did not win tonight, too. Right? Okay, okay, okay. So all I just have to do is go to my pivot chart. Then I'll just put it in a chart. So let's say I'm using pie chart for this one, and I'm using 3D pie chart. I'll just click on OK, and this will give me a chart. I'll just cut it out, then go to my dashboard and paste it on my dashboard right here. So then all I just have to do is rearrange it. I know at this point, a whole lot of people are feeling like this man now. You are feeling like this man, like, wow, Akeem, I've learned a lot. I need to blow up my head a bit. How many of you are feeling like this man? How many of you are feeling like this man that, wow, I'm confused. I've learned a lot, right? Me, we don't lost. So this is where I work on daily basis, right? This is how I work on daily basis as an analyst, right? So it's not a day job. It's not something you can do in one day, right? It's not something you can do in one day. Yes, we have to cover a whole lot of things because we have the theory question and answer section, right? So now let me ask you a question. How many of us here would like to become a data analyst pro? How many of us here would like to become a pro in this? So if you know you want to challenge me, how many of us here would like to become a pro? How many of you here would like to become a pro? All right. Savior. All right. All right. All right. Nice one. Nice one. So let me tell you, learning data analysis is not something you can learn in a day. Data analysis is not something you can learn in a day. That is why I come up with a 12 weeks program called the Data Analysis Masterclass, right? Data Analysis Masterclass. Now, in this masterclass is a 12 weeks masterclass that comes up every Friday and Saturday, 8:30 to 10 p.m. Nigerian time, right? What are you going to learn in this masterclass? I know quite a lot of people, a lot of us here are new. So we are going to start from the total basics of Microsoft Excel, which is Introduction to Excel. We are going to start from the total basics of Microsoft Excel, which is Introduction to Excel. So basics of Excel to advanced Excel. Then we are going to cover over 50 Microsoft Excel formula, in which we just cover one today. So we are going to cover a whole lot of Microsoft Excel formula, ranging from the total basic to advanced, right? So we are going to talk more about pivot table and Microsoft Excel table. So in our table today, we did not actually do anything, right? In our pivot table, we did not do much also, right? We are going to learn more about charts also. You are going to learn more about charts. We are going to learn about slicer and timeline, how to create a responsive dashboard, right? You are going to learn data manipulation. You are going to learn data cleaning with Power Query in this 12 weeks class. You are going to learn M language with Power Query. You are going to learn data modeling with Power Query also. And you're also going to learn DAX, how to write DAX, data analysis expression with Power BI. You are going to learn data visualization with both Excel and Power BI, right? So you are going to learn database creation with SQL, how to create database, how to query database with SQL, right? You are going to get access to Python Essential, how to write code on Python. You are going to get access to that. Portfolio creation, how you can create portfolio. How you can create portfolio. You are going to get access to that. And how to optimize your LinkedIn account. You are going to get access to that. So if I'm going to be charging you one by one for this, so if I'm going to be charging you one by one for this, you are going to learn from basics of Excel to advanced Excel, which worth over 45,000, data cleaning with Power Query, which worth over 35,000, data modeling, Power BI, DAX. And you're not just only to come to the live class, you still have access to detailed recorded video on digital world personalized LMS. So you are going to have your own personalized LMS on our website, Learning Management System, right? Whereby we've recorded all the video. So if you miss any class, you will have access to the replay of that particular class that you missed. And you also have access to the LMS, whereby you can go to the website and watch any video on all the courses, right? On all the course outline. All of them has been recorded, right? So it's a 12 weeks live masterclass, 12 weeks live masterclass every Friday and Saturday, right? You are going to learn data. You are going to also get access to data analysis handouts and practical data sets, right? So you are going to get access to weekly data analysis tips. Every single day, we have a video on data analysis on our YouTube channel, and you are going to be the very first person to get access to that, right? You are also going to be in class with other experts, not just only me that will train you in class. You are going to meet other people. You are going to meet Mr. Jide, Mr. AK, Mr. David, Miss Victoria. You are going to meet a whole lot of people also, not just only me. And you're also going to meet me in class. You're also going to meet Mr. Ayo in class too, right? You are going to get certification at the end of the program, and you're also going to get entry job placement and internship. And if you are so good, you are going to get access, you are going to get the opportunity to work with us if you are so good. Now, the question is, how much am I charging you for this? So let's go straight to there before I go to the LMS, right? So if I'm going to be charging you, I'm supposed to be charging you 150,000 naira if you're in Nigeria. But if you're in Ghana, I'm going to be charging 1,425 Ghana cedis. But tonight, because you are on this webinar and you are here with me till now, when we started around 1 hour 30 minutes ago, you are here with me till now, right? I'm going to give you a massive discount of just 15,000 naira if you are in Nigeria. And if you are in Ghana, it's just 150 Ghana cedis. So if you are in Kenya, it's just 2,000 Kenya shillings. And if you are in Cameroon, it's just 5,000 CFA. So if you are in Nigeria, you make your payments into MoneyPoint, Digital World Tech Academy, right? So if you are in Ghana, you pay into Vodacash. If you are in Cameroon, you pay into MTN Momo. And if you are in Kenya, you pay into M-Pesa. Now, this class is not for everybody. If you know you are lazy, this is a live practical class. It's a practical class that are going to get a whole lot of assignments, a whole lot of projects. If you are very lazy, don't bother to join this class. Now, this class is just for the very first 50 people. Very first 50 people. And the very first 50 people are going to get a bonus. You are going to get bonus. What are the bonus? You are going to get access to Python Essential recorded video. All my classes on Python Essentials, you are going to get access to it. You are going to get access to monetization of skill. Full Microsoft Word PowerPoint, full Microsoft Word course, and full PowerPoint course. So you are just paying 15,000 naira to get access to all this. And if you're in Ghana, it's just 150 Ghana cedis. If you're in Cameroon, it's just 5,000 CFA. And if you're in Kenya, it's just 2,000 Kenya shillings. Now, let me show you the LMS for you to see what you are going to get access to if you are part of the very first 50 people. So once you make your payment, you drop your payment proof in the group. So if you have your payments, if you want to be part of the very first 50 people, you can start making your payments now and drop your payment proof in the group. So once you make your payments, you get a registration form. You fill the registration form. After filling the registration form, you are going to get a mail that looks like this. So receipts for data analysis. Then you are going to get access to your login information right here. So it's going to say study data analysis, right? So if you click on study data analysis, right now, so you log into the LMS. So all you just have to do is click on login. So you log into the LMS. So for me, you can see that I have 3 courses right here. But for you, you are going to have 1 right here, which is data analysis. So if you click on it, you can say I have video editing course, I have digital marketing course, right? And I have data analysis course. So all you just have to do is click on study data analysis. Now you can see, you see a whole lot. Introduction to data analysis, introduction to Microsoft Excel backend. So you see a whole lot of it right here. This is just on Excel. Then once you are done with Excel, you go into Power BI, right? You go into Power BI. After Power BI, you go into SQL. Now, if you are part of the very first 50 people, you can see there are bonuses right here. How to create a portfolio, how to upload a project on Portfolio, how to create a resume with Canva, how to optimize your LinkedIn, how to get a project on freelancing platform, right? And you have the second bonus here, which is talking about introduction to data science, introduction to Python, Python variables, Python data type, a whole lot of it right here. Now, this is just for the very first 50 people. So this is just for the very first 50 people. These are all what you are going to get access to. And it's a live class. It's a live class. It's a live class. So if you are in Nigeria, you pay into MoneyPoint. The account number has been dropped in the group. So you pay into MoneyPoint, Digital World Tech Academy, right? It's a lifetime access. It's a lifetime access. So you can pick the account number from the group. And also this is the account number here, 5495591922 for Nigeria. If you are in Ghana, you pay into Vodacash, right? You pay into Vodacash 0504389060. If you are in Cameroon, you pay into MTN Momo, right? 6823044118. And if you are in Kenya, you pay into M-Pesa. You pay into M-Pesa, right? 0757589113. How many hours course? So it's a 12 weeks masterclass, and it's also downloadable, so you can download it. You can download it to watch. So you also get access to full Microsoft Word course. So if you don't want to use Canva to create your CV, you can use Microsoft Word course. And also, if you want to create an amazing slide like this, there's also PowerPoint course. There's also PowerPoint course that will help you to create an amazing slide like this one that I use. All right, so let me start taking questions. Let's raise your hand. After the class, is there employment opportunity? Yes. So you said the package is, yes, for the very first 50 people. So what if you have 60 people that appear at once? So if you have 60 people, you have the opportunity to take up to 500 people, right? But it's for those that are serious. It's for the serious-minded. Is there any certification? Yes, there's certification at the end of the program. Raise your hand if you have question now. If you have question, let me start taking question. Let me start taking your question. You can raise your hand. I'm coming, Mr. Atiku Azan. You can raise your hand in the participant section. Raise your hand in the participant section. You can raise your hand in the participant section. Just send me a DM, Mr. Savior, Mr. Atiku Azan. How will you manage 50 people in a single class? We have our Zoom can take up to 500 people. So 50 people is not a problem. And you have admin that will be there to answer all your questions. So Mr. Atiku Azan, please unmute. Mr. Atiku Azan.
Yeah.
Good evening, boss.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Please, I'm a Ghanaian. And what do you say is the means for payment through Ghana?
So Ghana, you pay into Vodacash. Yes.
What is the number?
This is it right here. 0504389060. So you can pick it also from the group.
Okay.
Yes.
And the moment you finish paying now, you receive a mail.
Yeah, you drop it in the group, then you will receive a registration form.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. You're
welcome.
welcome. All right. If I get you with 5,000 Kenyan Cameroonian sefa, yes, it's a live class. It's a 12 weeks live class. How to obtain data to practice. You are going to be getting data sets every day, every single day, because you'll be getting assignments and you'll be getting classwork. Yes, it's going to cover everything. After this payment, you are not paying for anything again, including your certificates. So let me take Chizzy. Chizzy, please unmute. Chizzy, please unmute. Chizzy, please unmute. Chizzy, please unmute. Please unmute. Okay, let me take. Yes, you are paying 15,000 naira. So my LinkedIn account, you will learn how to optimize your LinkedIn account. So let me take S-Bond. Please unmute. Chizzy is not yet ready. So let me take S-Bond. Please, the time for classes again. Every Friday and Saturday, if you are in Nigeria and Cameroon, it's 8:30 p.m. Nigerian time. If you are in Cameroon, it's 8:30. If you are in Ghana, it's 7:30. And if you are in Kenya, for now, it's still 10:30. It's 10:30 p.m. for Kenya. But we are still working on your timing to make sure that it's much more accommodative. All right, let me take S1. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for the webinar. I've learned a lot. And my question goes like this. This Python, does it cover even the programming section? Can someone learn data analysis in terms of programming? You are able to code some of the AI. You are able to do algorithm, machine learning, this course. That's my question.
All right. This course covers more on, is to give you a good understanding of data analysis, a practical understanding of data analysis, right? But you are going to get access to Python Essential for you to be able to have a basic understanding of Python. So if you want to go into the aspect of machine learning, that is in data science. That is what we do in data science. which is a 4-month program. But you need to have a good knowledge of data analysis before you go into data science. Do you understand that? So before you can go into machine learning, algorithm, and the likes.
All right, thank you. So when I need to start machine learning algorithms, is there another charges apart from this that
Yeah,
we're paying right now?
a 4-month program. You need to finish data analysis, have a good knowledge of data analysis before you can go into data science.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So someone is asking, when is the class kicking off? The class is starting this Friday. It's starting this Friday, which is on the 22nd of November. It's on the 22nd of November. Every Friday and Saturday. The class is starting this Friday. So someone is asking, what is the duration every day? We spend 2 hours in class every day. From Friday to Saturday, we spend 2 hours in class. It depends on what we are trying to cover. There are times whereby we spend more than 2 hours. So in a situation whereby you miss a class, there will be access to the replay of that particular class that you missed. And also, you also have access to the LMS. So you can go through the LMS, which are the recorded video that I just showed you now. You can go through it also, right? You can just go through it, but you also have access to the replay of that particular class that you missed. All right. Can we move it to next week Friday? No, the class is starting this week Friday. It's starting this week Friday. So because some people does not actually plan for it, right? So because I have someone that is asking me, can I pay on installment? Can I pay on installment, right? So because you did not plan for it, you did not know that you are going to make payment after this class, what I can do for you, if you want to be part of these very first 50 people, you can deposit 50% tonight and balance up next month. So if you have 50%, right, you can deposit 50%. What if you don't have money to pay immediately? That's what I'm saying. If you don't have up to 100% the payment, you can deposit 50% and balance up next month for you to be part of the very first 50 people. So you can deposit 50% and balance up next month. All right, let me take Song, Mr. Song Derrick. Please unmute. Yes, please. Digital World is a registered organization. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Song Derek from Cameroon.
All right.
Yes, the course you are presenting is really comprehensive enough. I want to know, I earlier dropped the question, how do we manage like a class of 50 persons? Are we going to be grouped? Because I know that it's going to be full of practical lessons and people really need to practice to follow up. Is it possible to follow up to 50 and above persons? Secondly, I have seen a lot of relational database like SQL, Power BI. Are we doing all a link to all this to assist one to be able to work with them effectively?
Yeah, it's a practical data set. The only software you need to install is Microsoft Excel. So you will learn how to install Power BI and SQL in class because it's an open source software. So you learn, so it's a live practical class. So in class, you will learn, you'll be in class. It's a live Zoom class like this. It's a live Zoom class. So it's purely practical, right? So after the practical, you'll be given an assignment and the data set will be dropped in your group. Do you get it? To be dropped in your group so you can download the data and practice with it on your own while going through the replay of the class. Do you understand it now? So it's a live class. It's a live class on Zoom. It's a live class on Zoom.
And are students going to share their screens, or they'll just have to do that?
The lecturer will share screen, but there will be a time when you are doing classwork whereby students will share their screen.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. All right. For now, we are not done with a batch of data science. Once we're about to start with data science, you're going to be notified. Can I get the course outline after the payment? Yes, the course outline will be dropped in your group. So let me take Mr. Sonia Albert. Mr. Sonia Albert. Mr. Albert, please unmute.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, good evening, Oga.
Good evening, boss.
Yes. Actually, I'm on duty in my office, but I'm actually active in the training session.
All right.
Yeah. Now, when you were talking about the fee payment, I was actually attending to a customer. So, for those of us in Nigeria, how much do you say we are going to pay? I have
It's
seen the
15,
account details.
it's 15,000 naira. If you're in
Okay,
Nigeria, it's
15,000.
15,000, yes, to join the live class.
Okay. Okay. Now the second question is you also talked about you talked about algorithm.
Yes,
You also said that you have various types of algorithm.
yeah,
But when you were mentioning those algorithms, you were not you mentioned some of them, you didn't mention them in details, and you
yeah,
never explained those algorithms in detail. I think you explained maybe only one or two.
yeah.
So can you just explain the various algorithms that we have and how those algorithms, how they work? Is it possible for you to still explain it this night or during the training session, which is
Well,
convenient for you?
that is in data science. What I can just do is we have algorithm that we use for classificational data, and we have algorithm for linear regression. So if you are dealing with a linear regression problem, so we use something like linear model, like linear regression. We use decision tree to do that. We use random forest regressor to deal with linear problem. For instance, if you are predicting a quantity, let's say they ask you to predict a price, right? A price of car for the next 5 years, or a house rent, right? So you are dealing with quantity. All those things, we use regression to do that. We use regression. But for instance, if you are dealing with classification, whereby they ask you to predict, let's say this mail is a spam or is not a spam. For instance, a mail that is a spam or is not a spam, that is a classificational problem. So we use something like random forest classifier, right? We use something like support vector machine, right? We have support vector machine regressor, and we have the one for classification too. So we have different algorithm, and we have another one that we use for clustering too. We have another one that we use for clustering. It depends on, but most of these, we talk extensively on it in data science. Do you get?
Okay.
But you need to have a good understanding of data analysis before you can actually go into data science.
Before you can progress into that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then another question I want to ask is that as a beginner, as a learner,
Yeah.
do you have a particular textbook that you can recommend that probably if you can clear our hands on after the training that we can also read that can also guide us
Yeah,
to
there will
become
be
professionals?
Yeah, I'm going to drop some textbook in the group. Once you get to Power BI, there are textbooks for you on DAX that I will drop in your group.
Okay, okay. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right. I said if you don't have the full payment, you can make 50% deposit. So let me take Mr. Farouk Abdurrahman. Please unmute. Mr. Farouk Abdurrahman, please unmute. Mr. Farouk, please unmute.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, I want to make some inquiries, and then maybe some contribution
Okay.
to the class. Looking at the class, I'm really happy about how the class is going on. Actually, I'm into IT for a very long time. I've been exploring this Microsoft applications and other stuff, SQL and the rest, and I'm into hardware and networking now.
All right.
But what happened is that you do agree with me that when a student doesn't get the basic knowledge of the computer, it is going to advance. Is going to be a problem. Advancing because most of the things you listed, they are more or less like advanced courses.
No. We are starting from the total basics, which is starting from introduction to Microsoft Excel. That is where we are starting with introduction. Maybe you were not there when I was mentioning it. We are starting from the total basics of introduction to Microsoft Excel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looking at this thing, I don't know whether because most of the tools in the Microsoft Office were excellent. When you are familiar with them, then is it that you are going to you are not going to replicate that particular knowledge to the other aspect of the course? Or
I don't understand you, please.
I'm saying that you know the toolbox on
Yeah,
Microsoft Office,
yeah,
and you know some of the tools look familiar to each
yeah,
other.
yeah.
And when you know when you are when you, for instance, Microsoft Office Word, let me use Word as an example. Once you know most of the tools in Microsoft Office Word and you go to Excel, it will not be difficult for you to understand Excel
Yeah.
and work with it. So I'm saying that once you get the basic understanding of Microsoft Excel, doesn't mean that you can now proceed with the other courses.
Once you have a good understanding of Microsoft Excel, you can proceed to other. Then there is a course. There is if you are part of the very first 50 people, you are still going to get a free course on Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint, which will still give you a good backup of Microsoft Office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mm.
All right. So someone is asking for my personal number. This is my personal number right here. +2349166483003. And you can also pick my number from the group. So Mr. Atiku Yusam, please unmute. Mr. Atiku Yusam, please unmute. So I said if you don't have the full payment, you can deposit 50% and balance up next month. So you can deposit 50% tonight and balance up next month. Mr. Atiku, please unmute. You can talk now.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I want to ask about the payment.
Yeah.
Like you rightly said, that if somebody doesn't have the full payment, you
Yeah.
can deposit 50%.
Yeah.
Is the 50% limited to only this night or within the week? If you get the 50%,
If you
you
are
can
part
still
of,
enroll
it's for you
before the Friday.
Yeah, if you are part of the very first 50 people.
So how will you know you are part of the first 50?
Once we are up to 50 people, we'll let you know in the group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then there's another follow-up question.
Yeah.
The package, are you only going to take us through Excel or you add this and other
It's not only Excel. Look at what I
you
showed you here. It's not
you
only
add
Excel. You are
okay.
going to learn Excel. You are going to learn Power BI. You are going to learn Power Query, and you are going to learn SQL.
Oh, okay. And I want to know whether you'll be taking us through R.
No, R is in data science.
Okay.
Data science. So you learn Python and R in data science. But you also have
Oh,
access to the replay of all my classes on Python Essential. The bonus is still here too. If you are part of the very first 50 people, it's still here. You can see bonuses right here. You can see it, Python Essential. It's part of what you are going to get access to.
Okay. Please, what about SPSS?
SPSS is in statistical analysis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'll try and deposit between today and tomorrow. I'll deposit about 50% and then.
All right. Just send me a DM. How long is one recorded video? It's not that long. It depends. We have a recorded video of 5 minutes. We have the one of 15 minutes. We have of 20 minutes, and we have some of 1 hour too. So it depends. So do you have to get yourself a laptop available? Yeah, you will need a laptop for you to start the class. But if you don't have a laptop, you can start with the class. You can start with the class and balance and get a laptop later. Do you guys? You can join the class and get a laptop later. Do we have a lifetime access to the platform? Yes, it's a lifetime access. It's a lifetime access. Will there be another financial cost after this payment? No, you are not paying for anything again after this. You are not paying for anything again. All you need to have is just have only Microsoft Excel installed on your laptop. Once you have Microsoft Excel installed on your laptop, you will learn how to install Power BI and SQL. So let me take Mr. Augustine. Mr. Augustine, please unmute.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much. My name is Augustine from Ghana.
All right.
I want to find out, are you associated with any university, and is your certificate that you'll be giving us recognized widely?
Yes.
That's the
Digital World is a registered institute. Digital World is a registered institute, right? So our certificate is recognized globally. It's recognized globally, so you can use it anywhere in the world. Do you get? Our certificate is recognized globally, and we are affiliated with Microsoft Office or with Microsoft too. So you can get access to Microsoft. You can get access to Microsoft certification too. But that one it includes cost, right? If you want to, but our certificates, once you make this payment, you get our certificate. But if you want to register for international certification with Microsoft, right, we can enroll you for that. But that includes, you are the one that will make your payment yourself. We'll just enroll you, then we'll show you how to make your payment. But that is if you are going for international certification. We can register
All
you,
right.
yeah, for that.
That's fine. Another thing is also that you made mention that we will need data to have access to the live lesson.
Yes, it's a live
and
class
like
on Zoom.
on Zoom.
Yeah.
So when we pay, there won't be any cost attached apart from the 150 that you are giving us from Ghana.
No. You are not paying any other thing, including your certificate. Everything is included. You are not paying any other thing again. All you just have to have is install Microsoft Excel on your laptop. Once you have Microsoft Excel installed on your laptop, you are going to learn how to install Power BI and SQL.
For me, I already have Power BI installed and Microsoft already
no
on my
problem.
laptop.
Once you make your payment, you are good to go.
I'll do that this night, and
All
then
right.
we'll take it out from there.
All right,
Thank you
no
very much.
problem. Thank you, sir. All right. Let me see. I have SQL already. That's nice. That's nice. No problem. No problem. If you have SQL, can we have the recorded video? Yes, the replay of tonight's class will be dropped in the group. Is this course a best one for a researcher? Yes, I don't have pivot table on my Excel. There is pivot table. You just don't know where it is, right? There is pivot table on your Excel. If you go to the Insert tab, right here, if you go to the Insert tab, here, you have pivot table right here. There is pivot table on your laptop. So if you have, in as much as you are using Excel, there's pivot table there. All right, let me take Mr. Solomon. Mr. Solomon, please unmute. Mr. Solomon, please unmute.
Okay, yes. So good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So please, when are the classes starting?
The class is starting this
I
Friday.
missed.
It's starting this
This
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, this Friday. It's
What time? What time?
8:30 p.m. Nigerian time, 7:30 p.m. Ghanaian time. Cameroonian time is still 8:30. Then Kenya is 10:30 for now.
And you have access to the video at any time, recorded.
Yes. Once you make your payment, you'll be given access to the LMS. You can go through it at your own leisure time. And also, if you miss a class, there is access to the replay of that class.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. All right, let me take Mr. Ben M. Mr. Ben M, please unmute.
Good evening, everyone. I'm calling from Cameroon.
Wow, that's nice.
I am French speaking, so my English will not be too much, but I'm very interested about data analysis. But I want to ask a question. Is it possible that after the training, somebody have a job online from Africa?
Yeah, you can. There is a video on that on the LMS. It has been recorded, but you are also going to learn that in this Friday. That is what you are going to learn in class this Friday, because we are starting with bonuses, right? That's what you are going to learn this Friday, how to get projects on different freelancing platforms. So it's also here. If you miss the class, you can come to the LMS and watch it. So you can get out. You will get out to get projects right here. So it's here too, and we are still going to
thank
teach
you.
in the live
So means that after the training, maybe you will recommend or you will give us some site web where we can apply to have a job, something like that.
Yeah, even though before you start the class, you will know all those websites where you can get projects. Before you even start the class, you will know.
Okay. Yeah. And the second thing, for people who have already paid, because me, I've already paid. Yeah. So how do you know that I am the one who has, because if you have paid, I'm sent on the group that is the proof of the payment, and they say that it's okay, it's confirmed.
Yeah.
So it means that people will send us a link.
Yeah, once you make your payment, once they confirm your payment, the admin will send you a registration form to your DM on WhatsApp. The registration form will be sent to your DM on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think that it is okay for now. I'm very happy for this training. It's true that I am French speaking, but I'm here a bit, and I hope that before the end of the project of the training, I will learn more about data analysis. Yes.
Sure.
Okay,
That's
sir.
for sure.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, sir. All right, let me take Eugene. Eugene, please unmute. Eugene, please unmute. Eugene, are you here? Mr. Atembe Eugene, am I correct?
Okay, sir. Good evening. Good evening, everyone in the
Good
group.
evening, boss.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm getting you. All right.
All
Good
right.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is something that I've really been wondering, struggling to have mastery about. I'm really happy to this place. I'm very happy. So, with that respect, so many questions have been asked based on what I had in mind. One was to have a credible certification. Yes, like you can be able to use what you obtain here to maybe find a job online and so on.
Sure, you'll get our certificate is recognized globally. So it's a registered company, so our certificate is recognized globally.
Okay, let me add something. It will just like deviate from it a bit. My question goes thus. Most often I hear that people in Africa, many people in Africa are not always like accepted to carry out digital jobs online, unlike other countries like Europe, America. I don't know whether that claim is true. I don't know.
There is not, I can't say it's not true, and I can't say it's true because I've gotten a whole lot of projects from different parts of the world. So, and I'm here in Nigeria. So it depends on how you place yourself. Is how you place yourself. If you are good with what you do, they don't care about your location. In as much as you are giving them a good result, then they are good to go. In fact, I still have someone that got an online job with a company in Canada, and he's in Nigeria. So whether you are you are in Africa or anywhere you are, it does not really matter. Do you get? It does not really matter. Do you understand that?
Okay, thank you. Then the last question, please. I don't know that. Yes, I get you. Thank you very much. If you have never done something like Excel, Python programming, I don't know, that is, you want to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Will you be able to get to the top?
Sure, we are
through
starting
this
from
program?
we are starting from the total basics, of the class, total beginner, which is introduction. That's what we are starting with. We are starting from the total basics, from the introduction to Excel.
Okay, thank you.
That's what we are starting with.
Okay. Then the timing, please. Which time of the day will it take place? I mean, the course and the program.
Which country are you? Are you in Cameroon or Kenya?
Yeah, Cameroon. I'm in
Cameroon.
Cameroon.
It's
In Southwest.
8:30 p.m.
Yeah, no, this 10. Okay, 8:30 p.m.
Yes, it's 8:30 p.m. 8:30 to 10, or sometime 10:30. It depends on what we are trying to cover that day.
Okay, 2 hours, approximately 2 hours.
Yes, on average.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So let me take Xiaomi. Xiaomi, please unmute. So we meet 2 times in a week. Yes, sure. Every Friday and Saturday. So Xiaomi, please go ahead. Xiaomi 231, please go ahead. Are you here? Xiaomi 231. I'm done filling the form, no problem. You'll be added to the paid group now. Dell, you'll be added to the paid group. So is there any other question from anybody before we call it a day? Is there any question from anybody before we call it a day? Xiaomi 231, please, if you can unmute for me. Okay, Mr. Yeah, good evening.
Yes, I hear me. How are you?
I'm great, sir.
So my question is that do we have a material for the class?
Yes, you have materials for the class. I've shown you. You'll have access to the LMS in which you can go and watch the replay of each class. And also, if you miss a class, you have access to the replay in your group.
But for those that have part payment, are they from the first 50?
Yeah, they are still part of the very first 50 people. If you make your 50% tonight, you are still part of the very first 50 people.
So thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, let me take Mr. Atiku again. Says you're raising your hand. Mr. Atiku.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Once again,
yeah.
Assuming I'm an undergraduate student still in the university.
Yeah.
Once I enroll this course, if I have my project work, can I bring the data for analysis in the course?
You will be able to do it yourself. But you have access to other instructors, including me, that I can send a data and I can give you a guide on it. But in as much as you are still in the class, you should be able to do it. You, in fact, we get a project after we are done with Excel. You are going to get a project. After you are done with Power BI, you get a project. After we are done with SQL, you get your final project. So you have 3 different projects that are going to.
All right. You said after the link, we should DM you.
No. After once you fill the registration form, you'll be added to the paid group.
Okay. That's in order.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let me take Mr. Solomon. Mr. Solomon.
Hello. Yes, please, I see a number of telephone numbers there. I'm in Ghana, so I don't know. How do I do the Momo?
You pay into Vodacash if you're in Ghana. You pay into Vodacash 0504389060.
Or what about MTN too?
For now, you can pay into the MTN Momo is for Cameroon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the voter cash. No, do we have to precede the number with the 234?
No. It's not a must. You don't have to precede it. Just type this number there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Someone is saying I've not been added to the paid group. Don't worry. You fill the registration form. You'll be added to the paid group. Don't worry. Is there any other question? Infinite 10i. Infinite 10i. Faith. Please unmute. How many hours per course? It's 2 hours class. So Infinite 10i, please unmute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. I can hear you. Oh, wow. I think it's out. Let me take Emmanuel. Please, Emmanuel, please unmute.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you so much for the nice and wonderful presentation. I really enjoyed it. Very thoughtful.
Welcome.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah,
please,
thank you.
go
Please,
ahead.
you made mention of the Nigerian, the Cameroon time. Maybe you said 8:30. Is that applicable to Nigeria too?
Yes, it's 8:30 Nigerian time too.
Okay, it's Nigerian time.
Yeah.
How about, that was Friday night, right?
Friday and Saturday.
Okay, Friday and Saturday evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I will get back to you soon.
All right, no problem. Okay, so any other question from anybody? Is there any other question from anybody before we call it a day? How many weeks is the training? It's 12 weeks program. It's a 12 weeks program. Is there any other question from anybody before we call it a day? Okay, Jemilat. Please unmute. Jemilat, please unmute. Jamilat, please unmute.
Sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Please,
Yeah.
my question goes like this. Assuming like for those of us who does not have an opportunity to pay now or maybe even next week, like will there be another opportunity? Like will there be another batch of this program again?
Yeah, just send me a DM. This is the last batch for this year. It's until next year before we start a new batch. But just send me a DM. If you don't have the full payment, you can make a 50% deposit to join the class.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Mm.
All right, let me take Mr. Augustine. And after Mr. Augustine, if there's any other question, I'll just take one or two people. Other than data analysis, do you have any other courses? Yes, we do a whole lot of courses. So you can just send me a DM, Mr. Moturi. Oh yeah, Mr. Augustine, go ahead, please.
All right, my question is, you said the course will take 12 weeks.
Yes, please.
So it's beginning this week, the Saturday and Sunday,
Yeah.
that will be 1 week. Then the following day, Saturday and Sunday will be another week.
Yeah.
Or how is it
It's
done?
Saturday and it's Friday and Saturday. It's Friday and Saturday.
Saturdays. All right, that's fine. Thank you very much. I'm okay. Thank you.
All right. So I think that is that for tonight. Is there any other question that you'd like me to answer before we call it a day? Is there any other question that you'd like me to answer before we call it a day? Any question at all that you'd like me to answer before we call it a day? Is there any question? All right. So in the absence of no question, thank you all for showing up. I really, really appreciate you all for showing up. Whether you joined the class or you did not join, okay, so Zayomi is back. Please unmute. Zayomi, please unmute.
Can we have the recorded class after and every class?
Yes, you have the replay of each class at the end of every class.
So that is what I meant. So thank you.
You're welcome. So
Good night.
Good night. If you miss a class, you have access to the replay of that particular class. If you miss a class, you have access to the replay of that particular class, and also you will have access to it on the LMS. So will there be a guidance for the assignment? Yes, you have access to your lecturer, you have access to me also. If you have any question, you can always ask. And you have colleagues in the group that you can also send a DM. You can also send them a DM. You can also send message in the group. Don't send anybody a DM, please. You can also drop message in the group. They will answer you. Your instructor, other students will answer you. Your instructor will answer you, and I will be there to also answer you. So if you have any question, feel free to ask in the group. You can send any of the admin a DM. You can also send me a DM if you have any question. Feel free to send me a DM. I'll be there to answer all your questions. So someone is asking, do you have any other program? Yes, please. We have all other programs in as much as it's tech. Web design, web development, data analysis, data science, business analysis, cybersecurity, anything that you want to learn in tech, feel free. We are here to help. All right. Thank you all for showing up. I really, really appreciate all of you. I hope to meet you in class on Friday by the special grace of God. I hope you're able to learn one or two things tonight. Were you able to learn one or two things in tonight's class? Were you able to learn something in today's class? Yes or no? Did you learn something in today's class? All right.